All right, so we are processing a bunch of chickens today, and some of you may want to know, how can I butcher a chicken without doing all the plucking? If you've ever done a chicken or a turkey, it is a pain because you got to scald it and then pluck it all, and it just takes a long time. And so this is a easier way, I think, faster way to get the meat out. Now, you're not going to have the skin, right? But you get the meat. And that's what we're doing. So we've done maybe 14 or 15 of these so far, and thought I'd just share with you how we like to do this. So first step is they've got this like breastbone that kind of drops off right here. So I kind of find that breastbone and I kind of pinch the skin right there. Got a lot of plume on this one, but you just kind of open it up, right? And then you get your fingers in here and you kind of pull it apart like that. And if you need to use a knife to kind of help you out a little bit, then go for it. So kind of open it up just like that. Now I'm going to pull this bottom part down a little bit. What I've learned is that the more that you can kind of get all the the skin and the feathers away from it initially, the better. So I'm just kind of pulling it right now away from the legs down here, like that, and over here as well. So just kind of pulling that all up and around, and that's looking good right there. So once you get that kind of opened up, then you got to get the feet off. There's a little knuckle on the back. You just kind of cut that, and then on the side you just kind of tap it with a knife, and that reveals the knuckle in there. And what a lot of people do when they do this, you can kind of go around the difficulty of these chicken feet right here. If you see that knuckle, what you want is that part to be connected up here, and so you can just find that and then cut down and good to go. Now we're going to save all our feet, by the way. So we have a big pile of chicken feet, and they're good for soups and other kinds of things. So we're saving all the feet. So just to let you know. Let me do this again. I'll show you. There's kind of the back part of the leg. And then I like to put pressure on that part. You hear that pop right there? And once that pops, then I can just go in and cut it. All right, so let's turn it back over. Or her, I should say. It's a hen. It's a hen. So now once we have the feet off, then what I'm going to do is put my fingers, my thumb right here. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm using gloves, it's so I can grip it better. So you don't have to use gloves, but I like it just for gripping purposes. That's it. So I put my finger through here, and then what I can do is pull that off of the leg right there. And then the same thing over here, thumb through or finger through, and pull that off like that. So now you got two legs like this. So then what you want to do is you're going to open this up, and watch this in here. I'm going to pop that out. These are the legs, right? So I'm going to come in here and open that up. There's a little bone right there. And you kind of got to go in between those bones. And once you get it about right there, then kind of pull that down. Then you can just do this. And there you go. And that's, of course, we're going to take all this inside. That cooler right there behind me is full of chicken. And so we'll, clean those up. So there's one leg. And we're just going to repeat the process here with this other leg. Kind of push some of that, skin and feathers down, and then I'm going to pull this down till that pops out right there. And I come in here. If you're wondering, this is the Silver Stag bone-in fillet knife. Excellent blade. This is the deer meat for dinner edition. So excellent blade for something like this. And then once you kind of got that scored in there, then I can come back and just go like so. And then there's second leg. And then for the breast, there's two ways of doing this, and I'll show you both ways because there's two breasts on here, so I'll show you both ways. One way is where you just focus on the breast and then you get the tender underneath. So to do that, you just kind of come to the side, and there's the tender. And so on this one, what I'm going to do is do both of them at the same time. So I'm going to cut the tender away with the breast, and it's good to kind of push that up. You want to cut that gizzard up there. Yeah, you got to be careful not to puncture. I don't want to really puncture anything. I mean, it doesn't matter too much if you do, but I don't really want to puncture anything. And then I just come in here, and then got one breast and the tender. So that kind of, see, they come apart anyway when you kind of pull them off. So, you know, you can just kind of do it like that all at once, or the other way to do it, I'll turn it around so you can see this side. So again, you kind of come right to the side of that, and I kind of score it, trying to get as much meat as I can off there. And once you kind of get to this outer part, you kind of see this outer part of the breast, then you just cut that part off. See, I'm just cutting this outer part off right here. Oops, there we go. All the way down. There we go. And then you can get this tender right here, this part right in here. They're not going to be really big on these birds here. These are not pumped full of hormones. So I kind of nicked that right there open. That's okay. These are not full of hormones. And so they're going to be a little bit smaller. That's okay. Okay. All right. So a little tender there. So here's all the meat from the bird. And then we just throw that away. Now, some of you are going to say, wait, there's so much good stuff in there. Yeah, I mean, you can get the heart, you know, the liver, chicken liver. You can get, you know, whatever else, kidneys in there if you want, the gizzard, the other stuff. But all we're doing is feet and the meat. That's all we're doing, just for time's sake. And also we have dogs, and dogs love to eat this kind of stuff here. So we feed our dogs as well. So, but certainly feel free. I mean, even the wings, you know, there's not, on these, again, these are not pumped full of hormones. So these are not going to have really big, you know, plump wings that you buy at some, you know, restaurant. So there's very, very little meat on these wings here. So, but again, you know, if you want to do that. Anyway, so that's how we do it. And so again, got the legs, the breast meat over here. And then we just go inside and we'll just clean that up. And we got a lot of meat today. So really happy about that. These are all old birds. In my last video, I'll link that down below. You know, what to do with old birds or, you know, roosters that you don't want around. And so I went through that whole thing. But so these are all very old chickens here. So I don't know if these are going to be more soup birds or something else. Probably not so much on the grill because they're so old. But they stopped laying eggs. And so we got a whole new flock right now, and that's what we're looking forward to. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you today. And if you have other tips that I missed or something, please drop those down in the comments. But thanks so much for your support for us and for our channel. We'll see you on the next video.